I got to just say, man, how proud I am of you. Since the first time we had our encounter was over the pandemic, and you were beginning your journey into what has become this beast of a guy, man. Seriously, I'm so proud of you. You know, this is the world that I live in, have lived in my whole life. I was an overweight kid with a bad stutter, man. And I have a new chapter to talk about, which we will in a second.
And
You
let me
know,
say this about you, Jake. You are one of my heroes. You were the guy, as a kid, I can remember seeing Richard Simmons and Jazzercise and Jane Fonda. But then when there was some sense of masculinity, some sense of lifting weight, none of that interested me. But then there was you, and it was like, no, we can be dudes and we can be powerful and exercise is fun. Okay. And then cut to today, you're building gyms in different states. Like you've become, I'm not a political guy. I really am not a political guy. But when I think about things like make America healthy again, I'm on board. Like I want America to be healthy again, but I don't see policy that's driving that. Getting rid of red dye number 3, great. But if that's the extent that we're going to go to make America, I don't think we get anywhere. However, then comes along you and you're like, no, I'm going to come into this state and build a ton of gyms for kids. And I go like, yeah, that's the route. That's the path. And so like, I admire you so much. And I just want to say you've been clobbered by the fires in California. And then we talked and you still had all the infectious enthusiasm towards life that you've always had. And I was like staggered by it. So
well,
I'm so sorry and thank you.
well, listen, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. You know how much I appreciate you. And yeah, listen, if I could tell this little story, I will tell you that a Sunday ago, when I make my lists, because I'm a list guy, I'm a regimented dude. I'm a routine guy. And, everything I do, it's A to B to C to D. It's just how I get through my day.
Yeah.
Was upended Tuesday night of last week. Oh, my God. It's the only way I know what day it is to see what body parts I work in the morning. And I will talk about, we lost everything. Our house burned. We lost everything. This is not a pity party for me. We're very blessed. I've done great in my life. What we have lost, though, you can't get back. And those are the memories. I mean, you have kids. My wife, Tracy, and I have been married for 36 years. We've been in this house in the Palisades for 30 years. Our 4 kids have grown up in this house. My daughter was born in Norfolk, Virginia when I was doing a sitcom on the Family Channel, but my 3 boys were born in the house. And,
Wow.
the memories, the mementos, look, I'm one of those crazy dads who collected every little handprint, every little drawing, every little face, every little thank you, daddy kind of note. That's gone, man. The Olympic torches and first pitch baseballs and all those things. You know what, man? I got a picture of it. Fine. But it was really interesting. And look, I'm not a heavy religious dude, man, but I'm going to tell you something. And I know you have thousands upon thousands of people that listen to you, that watch you, that stand by your side. And we all go through, everybody's got something. Like my grandmother would say, everybody's got their mishigas. Everybody's got something they have to deal with. And this is something that was put upon us. And, listen, either you roll up in a corner and die, or you shake it off. And it took a minute. I'm not going to kid you, E. I mean, that first night, thankfully, my daughter Morgan flew in from London. She lives in London. My wife's birthday was last Friday to surprise Tracy for her birthday. And well, what a surprise. And she immediately found a hotel. We're here in Santa Monica. We're homeless, no clothes. What I'm wearing right now, I got 2 shirts, a pair of pants. We're getting some things together. I got a workout shirt and shorts. And I'm going to tell you something, brother. It's an amazing feeling. If you can visualize, and everybody who's listening to me and us right now, just visualize for a second. If you're driving in a car, don't close your eyes, but having nothing. I don't mean saying, gosh, honey, I don't have anything to wear tonight to dinner. We need to get something. I'm talking about zero. When was the last time you really had nothing? And I don't think it ever happened, because when you're born, they slap a diaper on you, a little shirt. And I'll say this to you, at 66 years old, it's an amazing, some moment, for some reason, I felt lighter. I felt energized. I felt like this rebirth where like electricity coming through my body.
Yeah.
Now, you know me, I'm a pretty pumped up dude every day of the week anyway.
Yeah.
This is a different level, brother. This is a different level. And I'm not preaching, I'm living this. I'm not one of these dudes on the sideline saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I can only imagine. And it's nice when people believe me, the kind words from everybody has been great, but going through it and feeling what we feel. And, you know, we've been conversing, myself and my wife and our kids. We have these FaceTimes. My kids live in New York. My daughter is back in New Zealand now, heading back to London. And we talk, you know, of just the things that we lost. And the kids have different feelings. And mentally, what I've come to understand, and this happened just at Banana Republic the other day, going to try to get a shirt, man. We went to Century City, and unbeknownst to me, I come out of the dressing room. Tracy put a sweater on me, and another guy comes out and said, hey, I know you live in the Palisades. I lost my house too. 4 other guys come out of dressing rooms saying, I lost my house too. Dude that runs The Simpsons, this guy, Matt, his name is, another guy, these guys didn't know the fellas. Our wives are sitting on the couch, and we're all like, and I'm talking, and these guys are all saying, Jake, you got any words of wisdom, man? Anything, any encouragement you can give us? A hope. And, you know, people normally are desperate for hope on a daily basis. And my words were simple, man. It's get back to the routine. Try to get back to your routine. And you talk a lot about mental health, and we know about physical health. We know what you've been able to accomplish, and it's a challenge every day. But when times of tumult and trouble, get back to a routine. First thing I did, now I will say, I was despondent Tuesday night. Yeah, I'm not going to kid you. I could turn this thing around and show you. Nice hotel, but we have view of the Palisades as it was burning.
Oh, man.
And I'm not kidding you, man. Like at around 3:45 in the morning, and usually I call, everyone's mad at me. Everyone gets mad at me because I can go to bed. I get 3.5 hours sleep a night. I go to bed, say good night, give my wife a kiss. I call it a coffin sleep. I don't get up. Bang, 3.5 hours. I'm up. I'm in the gym, and I'm on my routine. I couldn't sleep. And I fell asleep for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I wake up, and 3:45, I get up, and I had this sense. And, you know, we had a dog a long time ago named Roku the dog, and passed away. We were all traumatized by it, so we never got another pet. My kids are grown, so it's me and Tracy and my daughter here in the hotel. And for some reason, man, I got up, and I felt like my house needed me. It's a strange feeling. This is all real time, man. This is not a story I've concocted. And my house needed me, and I needed to be there, but I'm looking out, and I see the flames, man, from this hotel room. And I knew at that instant, I lost my home.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And we were able to get up next morning through some friends in the LAPD, got me up, and the house was gone. And it was, you can't imagine, you know, I can't put the words together. My daughter came up with me, and we pulled up, and the houses around me are standing.
Oh, God.
My house, we drive up, and there was a basketball court in the front yard that was there when we bought the house 30 years ago. I never took it down because that's the kind of guy I am, man, you know? And it was melted. And I knew, and my daughter put a hand on my shoulder and said, Daddy, it's going to be okay. And I popped out of the car, looked at it, and was stunned, man.
Yeah.
And called my wife, and, you know, obviously she started crying, and it was an incredible moment. But, you know, you stand up, you get knocked down, you got to stand back up. That's what you do. You got to persevere. There's a poem. You know the poem I recited to you, and I'll give you another little anecdote, man. You know, I'm putting a few things. I got some stuff from the safe, and we got our paperwork and all those things like that, passports and important paperwork. On my desk, I have this poem called Don't Quit.
Yeah.
That was given to me. I told you this a few years back when I was cut from my 8th grade basketball team. And that poem on a permaplaque, right, sat on a desk, every desk that I ever had since I'm 14. I'm 66, so you can do the math. And I picked the poem up, and I was actually putting it in my duffel bag. And I said, you know what? If I take this with me, I'm not coming back here. And I put it back down, and it's gone.
Yeah.
It's never gone. It's in my head. And just for you and everyone listens, man, I'm going to recite this, not everybody today, but for myself, because it's my Bible verse. It's my mantra. And, you know, I trademarked the words Don't Quit in 1981. And the poem goes, you know, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging's uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learn. And many a failure turn about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight. When your hardest hit is when things seem worst, that you must not quit. Don't quit.